So I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about sports acupuncture because I feel as a community we can do a lot more and have a lot more to offer. If you look at sports performance, it basically is kind of like a giant pyramid with three basic levels. So there's injury, there's recovery, and there's performance. So injury is basically what you think it is. It's treating people who are hurt. And this is where, as a community, we spend a lot of our time. But we kind of forget about the next couple levels. Recovery, which is basically helping people recover and deal with their training. And then the last one is performance, which I think of as like day of, performing the day of. So when you think about injury, I mean, this is where we look at doing a lot of our trigger points and our motor points and our manual muscle evaluations and stuff. And basically there's three kind of phases. There's basically a pain phase, there's a weakness, and there's a strength. So oftentimes people come to us because they've had a pain, and we can quickly get them out of pain. But that's not where we need to stop, because even though the pain is gone, the muscles are still not working at 100%. They are basically turned off. And so we need to be able to evaluate that and turn them back on. And then once they're turned back on, they're in a strength phase and they're able to go back to their training at 100%. So once they're strong and they're doing good and they're not in any pain, do we just give up and say, okay, time to go? No, we don't. There's a lot more that we can do because they're still dealing with stresses. At this recovery phases, we need to focus on a couple things: range of motion, sleep, and digestion. So basically, sleep and digestion is the parasympathetic. So when they're training and working really hard, they're taxing their sympathetic nervous system, and then they need to recover. They need to switch over to the parasympathetic nervous system so that they can rebuild and regenerate. And that taxing of the sympathetic nervous system and taxing of the muscles can cause indiscrepancies or imbalances in the range of motion. And so this is where we need to focus on recovery. And then the last level is performance. So they're not hurting. They've worked really hard. And they've trained healthily and not hurt themselves, and now it's the day of. So what can we do the day of? I mean, it says basically treating the spirit, treating their mind, talking to them about, do they perform great under stress, or do they decrease performance with stress? What are their fears? What are their blocks? Do they go out too strong and then die, or do they slowly build up and finish strong? So we can work in all these areas, and we need to move into all these areas and not just focus on injury.